Welcome to video 20 in a series of introductory videos for InventorCAM. This video's topic is Cutoff Toolpath operation, or sometimes called Partoff. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a grooving tool and we're just going to part off the tool from the bar stock. So best way to do that first is let's see where we're actually holding this thing. So if you go to your machine setup, you actually can take a look at how the part is being held in your machine here. You can see how that's done. You know, when you set it up with that much distance away from the tip of your chuck, but maybe you don't want to actually go by the numbers. You want to actually have it seen on here. Well, go back to this section. We can actually click on Generate Envelope and actually see where the jaws are holding. So we get an idea as to the spacing we have. Now that we have that, let's make sure we have a tool for the grooving. And in this case, I'm just going to use the same grooving tool. I'm just going to call it Insert Only. That way I don't have to really look at the length of the holder. I don't have to worry about it. And whenever you make a change to a tool's definition, it's going to let you know any other toolpath that's going to be affected. So this is actually the same one we just used in video 17. So when I set it to Insert Only, it's going to affect that. Now, that sort of change, all we have to do is just right-click on these, do Synchronize, and Calculate. And those are brought back up to date. Now that we have a proper tool for the cutoff, let's do the cutoff. So right-click, Add Turning Operation, Cutoff. Cutoff operation works the same way as all the other toolpaths. We're just going to choose some wireframe geometry. In this case, we're going to choose the back face of the part. So represented by that line right there. Again, that line doesn't represent the entire back face, so we'll go to Modify Geometry. And I'm just going to do an auto extend at the start and an auto extend to the end, which meets up with my drill point right there, my drilled hole. Now, if I want to go a little further than that, all I got to do is just uncheck this and then add in some extensions. So in this case, let's say we just extend it by 100 thou. Maybe 200 thou, just so we can go past that point. Maybe we don't want to leave a burr behind, or we want to just see as much as we can, how much we can remove that material. Okay, and let's go to Tool and select our tool. So it's just that grooving insert that we selected there. Make sure it's mounted correctly. Under Levels, that's just our safety distance, same as the other videos we just saw in this series. And under Technology, we have a cutoff on the outside and a cutoff on the inside. Tool side is whichever side of that chain we just chose. So left, middle, and right. In this case, it's going to be left because if we're looking at the turning view, it's going to be the left side of that line. So that's what we want. In terms of step down, this is a grooving tool, so we can tell it to either do it as a single pass or a constant, so we actually give it a step down. In this case, I'll just leave it at single. If you have it at constant, you can put in a release distance, but we'll leave it at single. After retract, you can tell it in which direction you want it to move. If you want to leave some material on the backside, so when you put it back in the machine or when it's grabbed by the subspindle, there's something to face, you can put some material in there. It's an offset in the Z direction away from the part. Corner allows us to add a chamfer or a fillet on the corners made by the cutoff. Now, again, you have a location, left, right, or both. So do we want to put a chamfer on the part we're about to part off, a chamfer on the part that will be left behind in terms of the bar stock, or on both sides? For illustration, I'm going to choose both sides, and let's put in a chamfer, 45 degrees, and let's just put in maybe a 50 thou chamfer, just so we can see what that looks like. And in terms of link, again, it's just the right safety corner for approach and retract. Just do a save and calculate on that. You can see that the main toolpath is just going to go down to the point I told it to, and by then the part will be part off. But before it does that, it's actually going to do those chamfers there. Let's take a look at that in the turning simulation. So I haven't defined the entire bar stock in my stock definition, but that's because I don't need it. I actually just need to see enough material to be parted off. So if I step through this code, we'll see the insert come down. clears a little bit of material so it can do the chamfer, and then it does the part off. Now, in this case, I didn't turn that final diameter there, so that's why the chamfer is applied there. But that could actually be applied to the part, similar to what the internal corner, external corner options were in the turning operation. This is just something to add to the part that's outside of the design model. But once it's done, if we had a toolpath that represents something being done on the opposite side with a different setup and such, just like we saw in the setup operations in video 15, then we would be able to see the toolpath acting on the other side, removing that excess stock that I left on that face. And in the turning simulation, we would see the excess bar stock fall off. Any questions related to this, you can always give us a call at 1-866-975-1115, extension 2. You can send us your parts or your questions via the ticket system at SolidCAMsupport.com. And stay tuned for the rest of the videos in this intro series. Thanks for watching.